What are you boycotting till the day you die? Shaw Academy. Sleazy little fucks. Their lies in advertising, and nearly impossible to cancel a subscription with them. Tried doing a course that was a free 4-week course. The course was free for the first 4 weeks, but the way they sold it was that the course itself was 4 weeks and free. They say you can finish a course as fast or long as you want, but I think it caps out at 3 lessons a week, making you stay in the program for a few months, paying monthly. Trying to cancel is a nightmare. Sifting through pages and pages of "Are you sure you want to cancel? Here's a 5% discount, fill this form out, now this one, and now this one." All to get to a phone number that is only valid to call for a couple hours a day. When you finally get to call, it's an automated message. 10 minutes of a robot telling me it cares about me and wants me to stay. Only to finally press 2 to cancel my subscription. Fuck. Shaw Academy. Edit, spelling. Yes. And the one-click purchases, I accidentally clicked to find more information and ended up spending $80 on a toolkit I didn't want. And then when you finally finish the course, you have to pay another $90 if you actually want the diploma. That's why you should consider paying with credit card. If this happens, you try to cancel the purchase with them. If they try to give you the runaround, you initiate a chargeback on the payment, and as an explanation you give that you did not intend to place the order, and that their system is confusingly laid out plus employs one-click order buttons. Did that before at some place. They then said they'd give a refund to settle the chargeback, and then they charged a restocking fee. Shaw is just a giant scummy scammer. Same thing happened to me too. The page wasn't fully loaded yet on my browser, and I clicked randomly on the page, and it happened to land on a one-click toolkit purchase. I never opened the kit and emailed them about the mistake several times, but even though I used the same email address I had previously received responses from them from, they never sent anything back about this particular problem. I eventually disputed the charge through my credit card company, giving them all the details. I actually forgot about it for a few months and looked back to see whatever happened with it. The CC company sent me Shaw's defense and then gave me the opportunity to rebut, but it was already past the deadline. The CC obviously saw their scam anyway and refunded my money, even though I didn't send any clarifying information. Credit cards can have some great benefits. I fell for it twice. Try the free course. You have to call to cancel, and they don't really give you that option, only that they will give you 4 more weeks free, and refusing no for an answer. Give up for the day, forgot about it for a month, get charged $30 after the new trial and call again. Same response, won't take no for an answer. Finally 10 or so times of me saying I'm not interested, and finally that I'll just report it as fraud to my bank and change my CC number. It's cancelled. My dad checked them out cause he's doing online guitar lessons and wanted to scope out competition. Was appalled at their stuff. Fake live lessons where they pretend there are a dozen other users watching along with you. Low quality courses. Impossible cancellation. There was some company Philip DeFranco was promoting that helps with this. Lets you make virtual Credo cards that you can load with however little you want. Then can use for subscriptions like that, so they can't ever actually charge the card beyond the 1 cent you loaded it with. I hate those fucks. I had the hardest time canceling and they wouldn't give me a refund. Thankfully I signed up for the free trial. Load of bullshit, through PayPal, so after several phone calls I did manage to get a refund. My search online showed others weren't as lucky. I wish I'd researched them before accepting the trial, because it was nothing but complaints. I also reported them even though it was probably pointless. Fuck Shaw Academy. I made a free account or something with them years ago. 2 years or more. Never started any course or anything, just somehow gave them my contact info. I guess I had to put it in to see more info. After so long, they suddenly called me up on my phone last week, wanting to give me some promo code or discount that only works today. So weird, and I'm glad I never gave them my payment info at least. I just had to cancel these fuckers. The course material wasn't good to me, and by the time I realized that the program was not for me, they took my money and didn't want to give it back. I had to go through my bank to get my money back. I work in a bank, in the disputes department, and I have done so many disputes for Shaw Academy. It's great when you can help someone get their money back, though sometimes those fucks cover just enough of their asses to make it hard to make a claim. Always worth talking to your bank about Visa chargebacks though. 100%. Fuck them. I tried to cancel my free account before it was over. They told me they'd give me another couple of months for free, so I took it. Then they charged me anyway and wouldn't refund despite all the proof I showed them of what was offered to me. Not to mention you have to call them to cancel. You can't just do it online, it has to be over the phone. 010 do not recommend. Expedia and all the sites they own/control. Which is a lot of them. Expedia screwed me over in a bad way, and then their customer service people insulted me when I tried to call attention to the serious issues. Ultimately, they offered me a gift card as a take it or leave it solution to the entire issue. I left it, and went on a crusade to slam them on Twitter. I did it for a long time but got bored. The issue: their website let someone use my email address to buy plane tickets. The person didn't need my PW, and I believe they just made a typo that resulted in them using my email address in a required field. When I got an email confirmation about my airline tickets, I called to say it was wrong. Expedia canceled the tickets, and called it settled. When the actual customer arrived at the airport and their tickets were canceled, they called Expedia. The rep from Expedia told them I canceled their ticket, and then gave this angry person my full name and my cell phone hash so that he and I could sort it out between the two of us. The guy was pissed and made vague threats, so I contacted Expedia customer service to get this addressed. When I refused their offer of a $50 Expedia gift card, they told me I could suck a soft dick or a throbbing hard cock, my choice. I declined to do either, and we parted ways forever. The end. Matt is particularly annoying where I live because they're really just prohibitionist and don't want people to drink at all. They lobbied the government to let them offer an anti-drunk driving course if people get caught doing it. These courses are shown to not be effective because people already know drunk driving is wrong, they either don't care or are alcoholics. So it's basically just a huge waste of money. Just editing to say I am personally very against drunk driving and wish no one would do it. I just think Matt also sucks. My oldest brother turned 18, and back then it was the legal drinking age, had to go to the county office to get his sheriff's card to prove he was of age in July. On January 1st of the next year, age was raised to 19. So, on his birthday he had to go again because he had to turn in the one he got the previous July. And then he had to do it once again when he turned 21, because the state moved the drinking age to 21 the January before his 21st. He doesn't drink, so for him it was just annoying. Respectfully, I disagree. This doesn't overstep states' rights. States are 100% in their right to lower the drinking age. Well, not sure if the court might have an overly broad view of the Commerce Clause now, but imagine we're in the 80s. The feds have long attached restrictions or requirements to receive funding. This is one of them. The states are free to refuse federal highway funding and not conform with the requirements. https://supreme.justia.com/cases/federal/us/483/203/. Also, for what it is worth, I do think the 21 plus drinking law is, well, kinda dumb. It's less dumb now that cigs are 21 plus, but even then, you can still do almost everything else at 18. But, I wouldn't go so far as to say this even violates the spirit of the Constitution. The biggest reason why tobacco was just made 21 plus without any real standing for people to fight it is because the feds regulate it, states do too, but interstate commerce, yada yada yada. Alcohol regulations are pretty heavily up to the states thanks to the 21st Amendment, but honestly who knows, the court today might hold that the feds can just regulate the purchase age, but in the 80s they didn't. Anyway, constitutional law is wild. I personally feel like that this doesn't violate the spirit of the Constitution, but honestly, that's completely subjective and I don't feel like pulling out Federalist Papers law. Just wanted to add some case law. Feel free to disagree with the SCOTUS, I do on lots of things too, not trying to really debate. The 21 limit for alcohol was set because any younger was considered not mature enough for consumption. After 25 years working in the service industry, I feel that a large portion of people under 75 are too immature for alcohol. 21 is an arbitrary age with no objective proof of being a proper age of maturity. Many politicians are pushing to lower the voting age 16, kids under 15 get convicted as adults regularly, can be drafted at 18 and directed to kill other people, but God forbid they have an alcoholic beverage. Pick one measure of maturity and set that as law. The laws are too ambiguous in their current state. Thank you for the insight and being civil. I appreciate it. Without getting too specific, my main reason for disagreeing really comes down to something you said. The court might have an overly broad view of the Commerce Clause now, but imagine we're in the 80s. Despite the context of when it came about, I think it was a reach and a pretty flaky excuse to impose that, but that's just one non-lawyer's opinion. Smile. The Constitution doesn't say anything about states getting highway funds. It's completely within the federal government's rights to quid pro quo something like that to get what they want. Interstate commerce has federal oversight and the highway system is pretty key to that, so it's not even much of an overreach. Matt is also the reason that a single strong cocktail, think martini or old-fashioned, not fuzzy navel or sex on the beach, made to spec will put many people over many states' BAC limits. And why we have incredibly stupid shit like sleeping it off in the car with the keys in the ignition being illegal. I'm not in favor of drunk driving at all, seriously, you could kill somebody, call an Uber or drink somewhere you can sleep it off for fuck's sake, but there's absolutely no science supporting the specific limits, at least in the states I've lived in, or even supporting a specific BAC limit. Since impairment is subjective, field sobriety tests measuring actual impairment are far more accurate. But one shitty puritanical lobby group later, we have what we have. Me too, but there are lightweights who are significantly impaired by one beer and would blow below the legal limit, and there are functional alcoholics who are more impaired sober due to the effects of withdrawal than they are after a pint of whiskey in the morning and would blow twice the limit after they finish. The point is that the BAC isn't a measure of impairment, it's a measure of consumption, but it's empirical fact that alcohol doesn't affect everyone the same way. So a field sobriety test is a better measure than BAC. For MAD, they did a presentation at a school I went to at least once every year. It basically became a free nap time.